Chef Ace Champion joining us, and we're going to show you how you can cook like a champion. And what a clever title that just so happens to be the name of one of your books, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we just kind of want to show off a couple of your books that you brought in here today, saying we can learn how to cook in 8 easy steps.
Yes,
Really?
8 steps to your perfect meal.
Wow. Okay. Well, I want to learn more about that, but also cook like a champion. So a couple opportunities to pick up some wonderful books, but also watch your incredible program that's continuing to thrive here on CW Iowa 23, but also here this morning in our kitchen. So, Chef,
Yes.
what are we
So
doing?
what are we going to create here?
So we're making one of the recipes out of my book.
Okay.
It's a seafood stuffed potato, but basically it's a potato with a nice rich sauce to go over it.
All
So
right.
it's kind of touching bases on that infusion. It's an Alfredo sauce, but we're going to infuse it with different spices and make it a Cajun sauce.
Okay, so you
love
got to
it.
kick it up.
Oh yeah.
Potato, I'm thinking comfort.
I know,
and
but most people
tasty.
think potato, bacon,
Right.
sour cream, that's it. Well, Louisiana, no.
You're like,
you got to put the
let's
sauce
mix
in
it up a
Add
little
on
bit.
to it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing this morning?
Yeah, so the first thing that we're going to do is in the seafood potato, we're just going to add in some shrimp. So
Shrimp,
if you want
okay.
to turn your oven on, or okay.
Click on the flame.
Turn it on
All
about
right.
a medium, and then you
Perfect.
want to add, we're going to add in a little bit of healthy avocado oil.
Avocado
which
oil.
I'm doing.
Avocado
Yep,
oil.
and that's actually lemon flavored, so it'll give the seafood a little bit of a lemon zest to that.
Why avocado oil?
Avocado oil has a high smoke point.
Okay.
And
All
it's
right.
extremely healthy for you.
right.
A lot of people like olive oil, but olive oil has
Right.
325, so it will
Okay.
burn up on you.
All right,
so just
perfect. I was just
get this
reading
around here.
an article the other day of mistakes you can make in the kitchen. They're like, don't use olive oil for everything.
No, I know. It's not all purpose.
Exactly.
No,
So
it
that's
is
a
not all
perfect
purpose.
example this morning. Okay, what else are we doing?
So while that's getting hot,
Okay.
very important, let this get
Let
hot
it get warm
before you
first,
do
okay.
it. Yep.
Yep.
And then knife skills 101, 3 fingers are underneath the handle, index fingers on the blade, and the thumbs on the blade.
Okay,
And then you
perfect.
just want
Safety
to run a
this
couple
morning.
of sharpeners, just like so. And then the left hand, we have the claw, so you don't cut yourself. Whoa.
See, the thing I love about you is you're literally teaching us skills in the
Yeah,
kitchen
you
while
have
also how to
to.
create an amazing recipe.
And I learned a really quick, easy way to cut the shallot. You kind of want to go from what takes the longest, so if you want to go ahead and dump in that
Be
seasoning.
ready to go? Or the seasoning? Or
The
shrimp.
shrimp,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then this is my ultimate favorite go-to season.
And what's it
Get
called?
past the name, slap your mama Cajun season. It sounds funny, but
That's a great name.
yeah, I know. And you can go ahead and season those
What
up
does your
really
mama
well.
have to say
She
about
don't
that?
like it.
Okay.
But it's supposed to say tastes so good makes you want to slap her, but pat her on the back.
Pat her on the back
not smack her
instead.
across the
Okay,
face.
I like that. Now, is that going to be super hot?
No, it's mild. A lot of people think Cajun is hot.
Right.
But it's as hot as the chef wants to make it.
It's just
Okay.
flavor.
That's it.
It's
So
just
if you add
flavor.
a little bit, it blends through the
Okay,
whole recipe.
sounds good. All right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some slices, and I'm slicing almost all the way through, leaving a little bit intact
So
because
you're
I don't
leaving
want
like
it
a
all
heel
over.
on it almost.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
okay.
I don't want it all over the place.
Okay.
And then the traditional way, in order to get dice, you have to slice it first and just turn it at a 90-degree angle and slice it
And
again.
then slice it again.
Okay,
you
and
have that
notice how you're
instant
curving
dice.
your fingers.
It's called the claw.
The claw,
So I'm
that's the
curving
claw
my
you're talking
fingers and
about,
I'm
okay.
keeping my knuckle up against the blade so that I don't cut myself.
Cut
Got it.
yourself.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, these are obviously very impressive knife skills, but everything is the exact same size so that it has even cooking.
Yes. There's nothing worse than uneven cooking. And I tell people at all times, oh, it's no big deal. It's all going to the same place. But if you have something that's completely crunchy and something that's mush, it's going to be all over the place in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Not a good thing.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're adding into that.
Yep, we're adding into that. So then the last
skillet.
thing we're going to add is a little bit of garlic.
All right.
You're getting a whole clove. looks
One
like.
Oh
whole
my
clove.
goodness, look at this. Look how fast he is.
Yeah. So
You're not even looking.
and I know somebody out there is wondering, can I use the garlic in the jar? I know someone's wondering.
Oh.
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
you beat me to the
Okay.
punch.
Yes, you can. Is it fresh? No.
No.
No. So I always
We
like
want to
to
be
use-
as fresh as possible.
Right. So once I get it rough chopped, then I just chop through it just
And you
like
have
so.
the bigger pieces then too, which makes it even more flavorful. So.
Actually, the smaller it is.
Oh, really?
Because it spreads among the dish a whole lot more.
See, you're not going to get that small in the jar.
I could just watch a
No,
show of him
no.
cutting it. Vegetables.
And then that garlic always goes in last. Some people think garlic goes in first, but then it burns. And you don't want to do that. So now's the fun part. I know it's only 7:40 in the morning,
All
but
right,
it's
but
5
we'll
o'clock
open some
somewhere.
vodka if you want to open
So
some vodka.
who wants to do the honors of flambeing?
I'll
it's
stand
it's a
back
New
here.
Orleans tradition.
Okay,
Basically,
but-
you just light it on fire.
But there's a
Okay.
style that you add this
Yeah.
liquor here too.
So-
you don't just put it in like
Oh
real
no,
daintily.
no.
you have
So
a-
I'll show you. Grab
Okay.
the skill. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, so always grab with your left hand.
Okay.
Yep. Booze in your right hand.
Okay.
Pull it away from the
Booze in
stove.
the main
Pull
hand.
this away
remember
from-
Never
that.
pour liquor over an open fire.
Okay.
Pour
Okay.
it right to the edge. Give it a good old pour.
I saw your video.
All righty, that's good. That's good. Hey, they like liquor in Iowa too, I guess, huh?
Now-
Now just tilt it right into that flame.
Woo, woo, woo.
There it is. Now give it a little
that
shake.
is
Now you gotta
awesome.
shake it. Now you gotta shake it.
Oh, you made that look so easy.
Oh, it is
Because
easy.
you know it's a skill like anything else.
It
Jack.
is
You know,
easy.
Wow, that looks
That is
so
really cool.
ridiculously easy.
So
okay,
now-
so how
so
do
now
I put
the
that out?
I didn't realize
it'll
regular
burn out.
vodka would light up like
Oh,
that.
any liquor,
No way.
40
Okay.
proof. But we'll cool it off with a little bit of sherry
My
wine.
Oh, well, I
Sherry.
like the way you cook. All right, that works. That works. So that's just going to burn off without
That's gonna burn off.
overcooking any.
So no, not at all. So right now, all that's doing is just infusing the vodka into the spices, into the shrimp.
Okay.
And then we'll add just a little bit of
Chicken
stock.
stock?
Yep, just a little bit. That's literally the base of any sauce.
Everything about that sounds delicious.
Well, it's supposed to be.
Okay, good.
Now you say chicken stock. That's something you should have on hand at all times, isn't it?
Well, actually, yeah, I should have said chicken broth.
Broth,
The
okay.
difference is the broth has the bones and the meat, so it's definitely more flavorful than the stock.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, so then we have our potato.
Yeah, so this is my Iowa infusion.
Oh, thank you.
I heard you guys like potatoes
Well,
out here too.
yeah.
Well, I know
We're
Wisconsin
all-
does, so.
All things we can grow in the ground. We're pretty big fans of here.
Slicing it up.
So you
Oh,
slice it up and
knock
you
it.
hit it, and that way you can kind of
Not
create a little
3
pocket.
times on my potato.
And then what I'm going to do is take those shrimp out of there because those are done. That's
Yeah,
why I
they've
cut
been
them
done
up.
for a little bit yet.
And then we're going to add those to that.
Now, do we need to let that thicken at all?
It's going to thicken. We're going
You're
to
gonna
make
make
it
it thick.
thicken.
Are you doing
so
like a
we're going to
roux
add just a little
or-
bit of cream.
A little bit of heavy
no,
cream?
What I found out is, especially when I came out here to Wisconsin, because everyone's like, "What is a roux and why does it take 30 minutes to make?" So
Exactly.
So
And this is Wisconsin cream, by the way.
Oh yeah, oh
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Everything is from the Midwest. I'm definitely embracing that. So for my gluten-free people, what I started to
I'm
do
already smelling that.
is
Oh, I wish there was smell of it.
we're actually going to thicken it up with a cornstarch slurry.
Of course you do.
So traditionally,
I love
a
a good
cornstarch,
cornstarch slurry.
it would be water and cornstarch.
Okay.
Well, let me guess what you're going to use.
Since we have the vodka out, yes,
Oh, well,
Might as
thank
well,
you, Chef.
Chair.
we're going to make a vodka slurry.
Okay.
Because we don't have any water.
And basically, what does that mean, Chef? What's a slurry?
So a slurry is just a mixture of the cornstarch and liquid. A lot of people have the understanding that it's got to be water, but when you add water to a sauce,
Right.
it's just going to bland it. So you need to mix the cornstarch with something that's already in the sauce, which I could have used vodka. I could have made a
Okay, so let's mix that in.
mix that in. And you want your
It's like a
slurry
paste,
pretty
right?
pasty. Yep.
And that's going to instantly thicken up that sauce.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a secret to make
Uh-oh.
sauces.
I think I got to add more.
more vodka.
I got to add
please.
more vodka.
More vodka to
It's-
this recipe.
Just because we have
We gotta
to.
get
Just
that,
'cause we have to.
that slurry
But people
just
don't
right.
worry about that because it's going to cook off, right?
It is
The
going
alcohol's
to
gonna
cook off. This is
Okay,
the
now
most
it's coming
healthiest
around
way
now.
to make a thickening agent versus doing the flour and the oil for the roux.
okay, good to know.
So
Good to
then,
know.
as you're stirring that, I'm just going to put a little bit of the cornstarch. It's very important that you just put a little bit at a time and let it react.
Okay.
And then once it reacts, then you're good.
You
What's
don't
the
want, you don't
thickness
want to
we're
have,
going for?
You don't want to have school paste, right?
No, not at all. You ever had chicken Alfredo?
Yeah.
So you're looking for the same consistency as an Alfredo. Because remember, basically, if I took away the sherry wine and I used Chardonnay and put a little Parmesan, that would be Alfredo.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just spicing it up a little bit.
So then, traditionally, I would not put cheese on seafood. You know, they say that's a rule, but we're in the Midwest. How can you not put cheese on
cheese
everything?
on everything.
Right. So I Sholesburg Creamery is one of my sponsors. They got me out here,
Okay.
and they make the best smoked Gouda. So we're going to top that off with smoked Gouda, just a little bit, just because we can.
Now you're putting this on before you put the sauce on?
Yes. See, the sauce is actually the topper. Now, if you have a little bit of sauce ahead of time, what you can
Yeah,
do.
you can keep putting cheese on that, Chef. That's not a
Yeah, keep-
problem.
keep
you,
going.
Can, you can keep.
She didn't say stop yet.
Right,
I mean, you are from Wisconsin, so
right.
come on, let's
And
live
what's
up
the name
to.
of the sponsor again?
Sholesburg Creamery.
Sholesburg.
Let's
Okay.
live up to what
Yeah.
what you're known for. Okay. Perfect.
All right, is that good?
Yes.
All
Okay.
right.
Now I'll let you stop.
Oh, this looks awesome.
All right. So then I baked off a couple of shrimp, and we're just going to put that right over the edge.
Oh, they're just
like
hanging
so.
on, huh? Hanging onto the side
This
of the potato.
is strictly for presentation, for garnish. And you know, if there's somebody out there that doesn't like seafood, use chicken.
There you
Chicken works
go.
excellent with this.
There's other options out there.
There is
for
many
it.
other. And then if you say, well, hey, I don't want a potato, make you some pasta. Now you have a pasta
Okay.
sauce. And then this is going to go into the oven.
In the oven. Okay. Magica Television, as we've had one cooking back here
So
in
you,
our stove.
you see how your sauce is starting to get a little bit thick?
Oh, that looks so good.
Just a little bit of that.
And
a little bit
smells
more. And again, you said instead
better.
broth or stock, which one do you prefer?
I prefer broth, because
Broth, okay.
broth actually has way more flavor
See,
than the
you
actual
learned
stock.
something here today, folks. A lot of folks
Right,
were
right.
going the other
We'll just
direction.
show
lot.
that
Just,
in
you
there.
might as well throw some extra cheese in there. Nothing goes to waste here, Chef. I'm learning a lot of things, from knife skills to various
I'm just
ingredients to learn. This is
Amazed
incredible.
at the little bit of cornstarch and what we used in a liquid to get this to thicken up really nice like that.
All right, Magica a
that's all you
television.
need.
How long has this been cooking in the oven?
So you're gonna just bake this in the oven at 350 for just literally until the cheese is melted.
Okay.
Because remember, everything's cooked already.
That's true. Yeah.
So now's the fun part. Now we can put this out
Love
just
it.
like so.
Already
And if you
looks
want to
good.
get greedy, you can put a 12-ounce T-bone right next to that, and that's your potato. And then if you just
We
want to
don't
just
call that
smother
greedy
it,
here in Iowa.
Now we're just going to smother this.
just smother it, just pour it all
and there's
over
a couple
there.
of more bits of shrimp in here, just so you know, too.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys will take care of that.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. Oh.
Look at this.
Oh yeah.
This is what you call absolutely
Do
gorgeous.
they call that smothered and covered or what?
Smothered and covered. You know about the Waffle House. I used to work there for 12 years.
Did you really?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness! All
And
right.
then we're just going
Look
to top
at
that with a
that.
little bit
Look
of green
how
onion.
beautiful that is. Doesn't that just scream scrumptious? So forget about just your usual stuffed potato. Let's mix it up here a little bit, Iowa.
And look at the-
Oh, now you're just getting
Look at
fancy.
fancy
Oh, yeah.
schmancy.
Now
Oh,
you're
yeah.
just getting fancy.
Little green onion.
Little green onion
cut
go
at
on
an
there.
angle, too. That was a real
Yeah,
slick
they,
little trick,
they
too.
call it cutting on a bias, and that way it gives you a little bit more presentation. The Asians do that mainly in their restaurants, but like, hey, why can't
That
I
is
do it?
awesome.
That's amazing, and that was super quick too.
Yes. Yeah, and this can be made ahead of time. You can make the potatoes ahead of time. You can make the sauce a day ahead of time, put it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
And that way when your guests are coming, you're not trying to make all this right away. You literally can just put the potatoes in the oven, top them with the sauce, and you're good to go.
This almost is like an activity
So
for when people
good.
come over, too. You can
Oh, yeah.
incorporate that into your entertainment.
Oh yeah, get your kids in there,
There you
get
go.
everybody in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right, all
most
great things
definitely.
we're learning in the kitchen. You can learn more by picking up Chef Champion's books, but also we can find you on the website as well.
Yes, and I heard that I'm going to be coming to your TV station
CW
coming
Iowa
soon.
23. How about
Yes,
that?
ma'am. Yes, sir.
Now something else I noticed in some of your cooking shows, we went back and we saw some of them. One of the important things that you mentioned for those people that are cooks out there, when you're creating this, while you're creating it, it's always important to make sure you taste as you're
Yes.
going along too. So we have to make sure
Oh, he's being
that
fancy.
everything is.
Oh, look, I even have my
That is
fancy.
good.
I have my fancy forks for you. Here you go.
my
There's a
goodness,
Oh my
knife
gosh,
for
that is
you.
good. But
There you go.
But that's
That
not bad to do, right?
sauce
Just to taste as you go
is
along.
That's very. You're right, because even in college, some of the students, we didn't want to taste because we were so afraid that it wasn't going to come out right. You don't want to do that, because if you taste it, you can correct it. If it's too salty, you can thin it out with a little bit of sugar or add a little bit more, liquid to it.
Right.
If it's not seasoned enough, you can add more season. Always make sure it's perfect, then send it out to the guest. You don't want your guests telling you that it's not seasoned right. You might get away with it at home, but when you charge like me, they let you know.
You might make sure it's great.
Oh,
My
yeah.
goodness, can I just
Well,
say that sauce is ridiculous,
That is
Chef.
really,
so
really good.
absolutely amazing. Excited to have you in our kitchen. If you missed a
Pleasure's mine.
moment of this, please go to our website, weareiowa.com. But better yet, just stay tuned to CW Iowa 23, where you're going to see more of Chef
Yeah,
Ace
we have to have you
Champion.
come back and keep cooking for us.
Yeah,
buddy,
I know,
okay?
I
Okay,
know.
that's awesome.
I'll bring the vodka.
Then you know it's going to be a party.
Oh yeah, oh
flambe.
yeah.
All
Ace,
right.
thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it,
Pleasure's
man.
all mine.
Nice to
Pleasure's
meet
all
you.
mine.
Thank you.
Pleasure's all
It
mine.
is 10 minutes.